Hi, welcome back to my channel. You may remember a few videos ago I unboxed this. If you don't remember or you've not seen it, I'm going to link it above so that you can check that out. But in that video I unboxed the Maker X system, and in that system we got this, which is a soldering iron and a wood burner. So I've just took all the wood burner parts out of this box that I've got, and we're going to have a bit of a play. I've never touched one of these for wood. I've used them for soldering, but I've never used them for burning wood. So I've got some blanks from Temu, and we're going to have a play and have a practice and see what it's like. So I've set this up for the wood. Basically you unscrew this, you put the insert in, and then that gives you a little screw hole for you to screw these into. And I'm going to start off with just the stamps. So I've put these in order, so they're the stamps, and I think these are more for like writing. So we're going to have a go with the stamps because that's going to be the easiest thing, and then we'll have a go at writing afterwards. I'm going to get this plugged in and get it heated up. So this is heated up to 360 now. I'm not sure what the temperature needs to be for doing this, so I'm going to play about with it and then adjust the temperatures as we go along. Let's have a look. Don't know how long you're supposed to hold it on for. Yeah, that made an impression, just not hold it on for long enough. There we go. There's our first mark. So let's see if we can do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's darker. So that's, I don't even know how long that was for. So let's try 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mustn't have been pressing the right way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, now we've had a bit of a play, I'm going to do sort of like a test sheet. So how long you need to have it on for 1 second and see the difference in the darkness it goes. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I think I like the look of this one. Depends on what style and what wood you're looking at going for. Obviously this is going to be very hot at the minute, and I'm not sure if these work. They're supposed to be heat protected, but they're supposed to be heat protectors for your thumbs. But I can still feel the heat coming through, so yeah. I'm going to turn that off. Unfortunately we have to turn it off and wait for it to cool down each time we're doing it, so I'll be back with you in a sec. So I've changed the tip over to this one. It's like a moon shape. I can't tell if you can see that on camera. It's like a crescent moon shape. You'll see it better when we actually put it on the wood. Now I did notice when I was doing the temperature, you can actually put it on a higher temperature. 1, 2. Help if I keep it in line. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've just remembered these two are 6s now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to try and see what it's like higher, because I don't want to take this off yet because it takes quite a long time to cool down. So I'm just going to turn this up to maximum. Yeah, I know. Might be silly, but I'd rather have a go at it. So the numbers are increasing now. We'll see how it turns out on its maximum setting. And I can feel a little bit of heat coming from here, but that's on this finger. These two I can't feel any heat at all on, which is good. And we'll do exactly the same just to see the difference in the heat temperature. 1. Because when I come to do writing, I don't want to be going so slow. I want to try and write as it is. I can smell the wood now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now it's starting to get a little bit uncomfortable to hold on this finger. So I'm going to turn that off. Put on its little stand. Not sure if it's supposed to be set as high as that or not, but at least we've got an idea of what they are. So what I'm going to do before I forget, oh, we've got a pen. So these was at 360. 360, and that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this was 360, and then that one was on its full capacity, which was 4 something. I can't remember what it was. I'll check it in again in a bit and see what it goes up to. So I think you've got a greater control with the stamps on the 360, but we might be able to find a happy medium in between. And that's the whole idea of trying your new tools out, understanding them, figuring out what's going on with them. So when it comes to writing, I think we might need it on a higher setting, but the stamps, because we can hold them on there for a bit longer, we can control how much the effect that's coming out. I'm going to put it on the wood just in case it's still hot, and it looks like I need to tighten this up again. Let's go with this one. Might look like a burger, grilled burger. I'm going to do it on 380. Right, so that's at 380. Need to make sure I don't touch this with my hand. And we're going for 1 second. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And obviously we can see with this it must make a difference with the shape. Maybe it's thicker on certain areas, so it's definitely worth giving it a try on different heat settings if you want a particular shape and size. Let's bang that up to the top function again, which was 480, so I can write that in. So this is 480. I'm moving it about because it doesn't seem to get the full lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is starting, you're losing the picture now, the image. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's no point in carrying on with that one because it's just burning it. So I'm going to turn it down to, let's do 4, because this were okay, but on the ones further down there it took a bit of time for it to make the right mark, but I just want to give it a go at a lower temperature. Okay, that's on 400. Oops. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it's burning straight away, so I don't think that's actually cooled down as much as it says it does. I'm going to turn it off. let it cool right down, and then we'll do the setting again. So that's at 400. Let's have another go. So I'm going to cross this one out because it wasn't a true test of the actual temperature. So that's 8 of them on 400. So I'm going to unplug that and I'm just going to rest that down, let it cool down, and then we'll change the template. Because I think we got a good overall view, and obviously that is nothing like 1, that's nothing like 2, so we'll scrub that test and we'll just put 400 next to that one. Maybe a little bit higher might be a better option. I'm thinking probably 420 is probably the right setting for this particular one, but I think we've got a good sort of good quality stamps on there. I'll let that cool down and I'll change the tip. Right, so I've changed this over. I really don't know whether you can see these on the camera or not. I'm going to try 400 again. Or should I? Because this one's quite shallow. I think it might actually be better if it's less. So let's try 360 instead. So to change the temperature you have to turn it off. It won't let you change it once it's started adjusting the temperature. So I'll just give that a sec to warm up. It really does go pretty quick. Right, we're at 360. Let's make some marks. One, nothing. 1, 2, nothing. 1, 2, 3, nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we need to turn it up a bit. Let's go to 400 and try that. Seven, 8, 9. Yeah, not too keen on that one. Can't see me using that one a lot. I'm just going to leave that to cool down. We'll get that changed over, and we've got one more stamp left, and then we'll have a go at writing. I'll make marks first. So I've changed the tip to this one. I'm not sure if you can see that again or not. It's like a star shape but with a little bit in the middle. Let's get that turned on, and I think, what did we do these at? They was at 400 as well, was there? I'll watch it back because I can't remember. But this one I'm going to turn on, and it's quite a decent sized pattern. We'll do it at 400 again, and I'll just write it down this time because the last time I forgot. Well, it's a few times I forgot. Okay, that's at 400. Let's have a go. 1, 1, 2. Looks like a little football. 1, 2, 3. 7, 8. Well, that's done some really good jobs. I quite like these 3. I think anything higher than that's a bit too much. But yeah, I'm glad we tried it on the 400 because we got some good results on there. We've got the kind of shades I'm after, and some darker shades if we go in and try and do some shadows and things like that. Let's turn that off, let that cool down, and we'll go on to doing some marks with the other types. We've got quite a few different ones. We'll have a go at doing some marks. So this one is sort of like a slanted kind of tip. It comes to a point. What I'm going to do is probably going to do it at 400. Leave it at 400 and just make a few different marks with it, because I'm not after doing stamping with this, so I don't want to hold it down and sort of go from there. I want to sort of do some marks with it. So that's at 400 now, and with this I need to concentrate on which direction it's going to be going in, and it does make it a little bit difficult that I've just touched the metal. It's a good job I had these finger protectors on. I just need to figure out where I want the wire going. the only problem with these kind of tools if you've got it on a wire. I feel like I really need to hold further down, but I know I'll burn myself. So I need to learn the best way to do. Oops, I just burnt my mat. Yeah, stamping is much easier. I think this needs to go up a bit because it needs to be able to make the mark straight away rather than having them ripply kind of effects. Let's try 450. It seems to stick on one side rather than the other. Let's try the tip. So we can get a nice line with it. Let's try it sort of that way. Nope, don't like that. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. It sort of jumps as you're doing it, rather than leaving a neat line. Right, that one's definitely not one of my favourites yet. Maybe it'll come in time. It feels like when you use the sharp edge, it's actually scratching into the wood. Looks like it'd be good for colouring in. Let's see the other side. New fresh sheet. I wanted to use this for some writing, but I don't think I'm going to get to that point with this. I think this would be good for colouring. Maybe. Or having some effects on the outside, but actual making marks, it's hit and miss whether you actually get it in the right place. And when you do get it in the right place, it sort of judders along, leaving a juddery mark. I don't think it's just the point that I'm holding it further up, I'm not sure. Yeah. Let's let that one cool down and we'll try one of the other three. Okay, so I've changed the tip for this one. It's sort of like a point, sort of a triangle, but pointed at one side. I think if this one works, it'd be a really good one for some writing. Right, so we're gonna turn this on. And I'm gonna stick at the 400. Okay, we're at temperature for this. I'm going to try it a bit of a different way. I'm going to have the cable on this side of me. I've just touched my mat again. Has it melted it? Yep. So I want to use it on wood. Unless you're after doing plastic. Let's have a play. Start up here anyway. Definitely makes nice lines. Now it's getting it at the top and the bottom, but it's not getting it in the middle. I'm going to turn it up higher because my theory is the reason why it's catching on the tips is because that's where the heat is going to, because it's a smaller surface area. It might do something, it might not, but I'm just going to turn it up to its max and let's see what that does. Because I have done some calligraphy in the past and I thought this would be a good tip to use for that, but it's just, now it's just burning really easy and not making any extra marks. Still makes a nice line, she says. Don't think the extra heat is helping, so I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to do it 360, see if there's any difference between this and these above. You can see how hot that is. If you've done wood burning before and you've got any hints and tips to do this, because I would like to incorporate it in some of my designs. I've got a project in mind where I really want to do a wood burning effect, but I need to be able to write, and this is definitely not helping me with that task. Well, we've only got 2 left, but we've run out of boards, so I'll have to try it on another one. But this doesn't look very promising. I don't know if it's the wood, I don't know if it's the tool, or whether it's just me. But I'm not getting any reasonable results. Right, let's hope we get a bit of better luck with the other 2 that are left. I don't think we're getting anywhere with this one. It also feels quite often that this bit is getting loose. When I come to take it off, it also goes loose. Let's see if I can show you what I mean when it's cooled down. It's cooled down now, but I'll show you what I mean. This feels loose already. When you start turning this, the whole thing starts turning instead of just that, and if it's slightly warm or hot, you're going to have troubles taking it off. So the idea of having these finger gloves won't work unless you've got some on the other fingers, because this turns. Obviously that's able to be tightened up, which I have done, but there's no lock on it or anything to sort of keep it in place. So anyway, thought I'd show you that. Next one is just a pointed one. I've left this one till last because I think that one might be the better shape for me. It's sort of curved, it's hard to see. It's sort of curved, so it might be an easier way to write with. But for now, we are going to put this one on and we'll get it heated up. Alright, let's give this one a go and hope we get somewhere with it. I'm just going to use it on the back of this for now because I want to just make some marks. I actually don't want to start on another piece and waste it. So if I'm drawing just lines, they are not coming out like a line, so I'd have to completely slow this down to write. Now, one thing I am noticing, especially on some of the other bits, is as you go across this way, it's not picking it up, and I think that's the reason is because of the wood and how it's actually done. This is sort of, it's hard to explain if you don't know, not actually used wood before. I think this is, I'm not sure what wood it is, I think it's balsa wood or something like plywood maybe. But if you was to snap this, it snaps down in lines, so it's all made up going like vertical lines going across. And I think because it's not smooth, that's why we're getting these judders as we're going across. It's like Morse code. So only thing I can think of to resolve that is actually pressing a lot harder, but then you lose your ability to keep complete control. But it is possible. But I'm wondering if it might actually need to be a higher temperature. But I am getting just lines, and I want to be able to do shapes because that's what I'm planning on doing. I want shapes and I want to be able to draw write letters with it. So getting lines with this one is very easy, but actually drawing circles, so if you wanted to write the letter O, it's juddering all over the place to get that, because you can't give that pressure and keep the accuracy of the drawing. Now I haven't got any wood sort of available at the minute. I do have some in the garage, which I think I've got some pine in there and some other bits. So I think I'll definitely need to give it a go on that. You can get slightly thicker lines if you turn it to the side, like you would with a pencil. Just going to turn it up a little bit, and then what we'll do is try it on another piece. Right, so that's at 420. But this is the one that I've got the most control of at the minute. But I am having to put quite a bit of pressure on to get that line going sideways. Right, let me get another piece of wood and we'll have a go at doing some letters with it. So I've got another nice fresh piece of wood, and I'm going to try and write something with just straight lines for now. I know I'm writing on a slant. I always try and give some kind of difference, just straight up writing. So that weren't too bad. I'm actually writing hello, but it is hell at the minute trying to control this. So for doing the O, we could obviously just draw a square, which would be easiest, but I don't really want that. If you do wood burning, or you've got any hints and tips for me to try out, let me know. Let me know in the comments, because if anybody's trying this for the first time, it'd be really good to know what I'm doing wrong and how we can get the best method for it. I'm not happy with this though. Just wondering if I take it really slow and just touch it, that's better, but you only get a very light mark. So the only way I can think of making that not a light mark is by turning the temperature up. But the kind of design I was going for was this kind of colour rather than this. So I'm going to turn it up to its maximum and give it another try. So I've got that up to 480, which is the maximum, and I'm just going to try and do some O's, because I think the O's are going to be the most difficult one to do. So I'm just going to go over the top of this and see. Nope, let's try it again. So I'm getting a little bit of something, and then it judders on the lines of the wood. I'm just wondering if we sanded the top, whether that would make a difference or not. See, I thought even turning the wood would make a difference. Also, let me know in the comments if there's a better type of wood for beginners to practice on. Again, the C is difficult. It's like it's a stage. Maybe it just needs a bit more practice, I don't know. But definitely doing these kind of shapes is difficult, and trying to figure out where you want to place the wood and move it in the right direction. That is a pathetic art. Might have helped for me to watch some YouTube videos before I started this. Maybe some hints and tips somebody's put out there that might be helpful. That T was a bit weird. It's getting quite hot on the hands now. The R is so not even anything like I'd write. It's getting quite hot. I think it did come with some kind of cover for this, which probably stops the heat coming to your hands as quick. It's not great. It's creating me late. Let's see what I can do. Nope. So yeah, the side doesn't work as good. Let's try this last adapter and see what we can do with it. So leave that to cool down. I'm back with you soon. Okay, so I've changed the nib over to this really weird kind of angled shaped one, and I'm hoping it'll give me a bit more control. We'll see. I'm going to turn this on first, otherwise it won't work. So let's turn it on. We'll go for 420. I think that was quite a good mid-ground last time. So just let that get up to heat, and then we'll have a go at trying to do a bit more writing on this. Oh, we also found the little sheath I was talking about, and I don't know if that is definitely how it's supposed to go on, but I can't figure out any other way. I've tried sliding it on that end and that's too wide, and it just seems to stop there at the perfect thingy. So I'm quite interested to see if you're able to actually get your fingers anywhere closer because that sheath is there. Right, it says it's at 420. Let's give it a go. And if I can hold it further down, that'll give me more of a chance of actually writing or drawing things neatly. Let's have a go. It's dragging more. It's definitely doing more of a straight line. Let's see about doing that O. Definitely digs into the grain a lot more than the other one did. You are able to get better shapes. They're just not very dark. Maybe we try it a bit higher heat. Let's just go for the 450. Nope, it's gone right up to 480, so let's just give it a go. This is definitely better for writing with. And it definitely helps having that shield there. Because I don't think with any of the other ones I was able to get these wiggly lines. Spoke too soon. Still having that issue when you're going across. I'm just wondering if you pull it towards you. I'm now feeling the heat, not as bad as earlier. think I'm going to need a bit more practice before I use this on that. I've spelt the lake wrong. That should be a T. Burn over it. Oh, it's coming really loose. That's not good. Yeah, we'll turn it off there for the minute because I can't carry on writing whilst that's like it is. Right. Not much else I can do about that, but at least we know this one gives you a better control over the shapes. So yeah, there's some results of what we got. It's not very clear for this Stacy bit because it's really light, but we were able to get the lettering neater. So I think it with a bit more practice and having a bit more of a go with the other shapes, we might get something for a future project. But for this project that I've got in mind, I'm going to have to come up with an alternative. On May the 12th, there's going to be a collaboration of different artists for spreading awareness for fibromyalgia. So although we might not end up using this in the project, please do check out the collaboration that we've got going on. I'll put the details in a post in a week or two, and if you like and subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell, and as soon as any posts come up on my channel, you'll be one of the first to see them. Right, it's not great results, but at least we've given it a try, and we've not burnt ourselves too much. Burnt the mat a few times, but hey ho, something I've got to get burnt. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!